I'm the host and founder of the Psychic News Network. I'm decked out for democracy. Just because! For no real reason. Because I think it's really important that we celebrate democracy. I really do. Oh look, Sadhguru has sparklies on his face. How you doing? Let me know how you're doing. No guarantees on the Wi-Fi. I hear storms brewing. So, and thank you, Sharon, for putting up my information. I much appreciate that. Look at me with my fancy dress and my Adidas or Nike. Anyhow, how you doing? Let me know what's going on. It's Friday Night Live. It's time for our Democracy Psychic Party. I'm the only one. I have lots to talk about. Yeah, so thank you for joining me for my outdoor vids that I've been uploading. Yesterday I was out in an area called Stage Fort Park. Literally there are cannons at Stage Fort Park from the Revolutionary War, left over. So, you know, it's an historic area, Massachusetts, where it all began. And I just want to bring that spirit to you. Sometimes I feel like we take democracy for granted. I often think about how it is for people in other countries and how they completely covet what we have, as imperfect and as annoying as it can be. We're not under an autocratic system of government. So I feel like everyone, you know, see my little Liberty Bell here? Let's hear it for democracy. Let's hear it for democracy. Let's hear it for democracy. It's party time. You've been celebrating all week. Since I have a bunch of you here, I want to play something that I saw in Midas Touch. I have it queued up. I'll wait till there's a few more people here. There'll be more. There'll definitely be more by the ocean videos. You can look forward to that. I actually look forward to it. I look forward to, this is a great spot and this is a great spot. So, and it helps people that live in parts of the country that's just horribly oppressively hot. I think it helps. I know when it's winter and I feel like when I'm cold in the winter, if I imagine a warm fireplace, I feel warmer. So hopefully it helps you to feel cooler. You might notice that Betty and Benny have a sign, so I'm going to bring them over, because we're in the spirit. We're in the spirit. So let me bring them over, and then I'll put them back. Ready for this? Betty and Benny Bunny love democracy, and they want you to come to grassrootsofdemocracy.com because democracy is cool. Got it? Happy democracy. So there's that. We'll put them back here so we can proceed. And I don't know, I didn't plan to dress up like it was the 4th of July, but I just said, why not? Because we don't really celebrate that we live in a nation that was founded on principles of freedom. So, I'm making a big deal out of it because I want everyone to understand the important times that we live in. These are very important times. We literally, it's in our hands. It's in our hands we are the stewards of democracy. We are the stewards of democracy. It's literally up to us. Freedom from religious rule, which this country was founded on. Separation of church and state, and we have people that are complete fascist, idiot liars in our government that we need to vote them out. To put it mildly. Anyway. Okay, I have a few of you here, so please hit the thumbs up if you can remember to do that. I'm going to show this to you. Compliments of Midas Touch. In case you haven't seen it. I was belly laughing. There's a thunder.
No! I can't go to jail. I'm all fucking. Don't take advantage of me.
You incited an uprising.
No.
It's
Okay.
illegal.
Build me my own jail in New York City somewhere. I don't want to go to jail. No.
Okay, stand here for a minute, Trump. Stand here
I can't go to jail.
Yep, you're at the courthouse.
I got dimples. I can't go to jail.
You may be the same person who did the thing.
Did you all see that? Welcome back, Chuck Hepner. I haven't seen her in a while. I said hello to you on Midas Touch in the chat, so I'm glad you're back. Yeah, wasn't that awesome? I almost want to play it again. Wait, I just have to see it.
Specifically the Capitol building.
I'll cue it up. We'll watch it again. Real quick.
And even to this day, that was
Anyhow, we have to keep our spirits up.
Washington, D.C. as part of a.
And we have to keep an eye on Ohio, too. We talked about that the other
What
night.
he's hoping that he could do is try to get Dominion
So-
by attacking D.C.
We're going to watch a little bit of it again. I just rewound it a little bit so we can watch it again.
It's never going to happen. The case is never going to be.
Let me grab some cards.
I think we had these federal judges, magistrate judges, recognizing the importance,
All right.
also the solemnity of this event.
Yeah, it's good to have people back that I haven't seen in a while, too. You know, thanks for showing up for our Friday night party.
And also to show, I think, solidarity.
So Cheryl's in the house, and we're having thunderstorms are brewing outside, so
Donald Trump trying to
hopefully the
destroy-
Wi-Fi will be.
That's my overall perspective.
Okay.
I'll toss it back to you or drink that when we're talking.
We're gonna pick 3 cards about Trump. True to what I was saying about him. It might be hard for me to cue this up again. Anyway, go to Midas Touch's show from last night. True to what I've been saying, I have heard reports that, remember I was saying Donald Trump is in a murderous rage? Oh, here it is again. Hang on.
Advantage of me.
You incited an uprising.
No.
It's
Okay.
illegal.
Build me my own jail in New York City somewhere. I don't want to go to jail. No.
Okay, stand here for a minute, Trump.
I can't go to jail.
Yep, you're at the courthouse.
I got dimples. I can't go to jail.
You may be the same.
I think I can get away with that even though it was on Midas Touch. On YouTube. Yeah, the diaper. And remember when Donald Trump, with people in Europe were protesting Trump? People, yeah, they had Diaper Dawn. They were flying a blimp of Dawn. Diaper Dawn was, I think that was in the UK a few years ago. Yeah, the stage is set in Atlanta. So we're gonna look at all of it. I just had to start with some upliftment. And I don't know if you're just joining us, Betty and Bunny are holding a sign that says Betty and Bunny love democracy. Betty and Bunny love democracy. And join. That was just so funny. Grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I'm going to take a poll. I'm going to do a survey, and I'm going to be asking people what's keeping them, if they're not participating in saving democracy, what's keeping them? Not in a blaming way, in a curiosity way. That was hilarious, wasn't it? Okay, so true to what I said, I've never felt such a murderous rage from Trump, and it's very sharp. It's very right on the surface. Very, 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 very angry. And then, sure enough, true to form, after the judge told him yesterday to not intimidate witnesses or judges, or I'm paraphrasing, but she gave him a warning. Don't get out of hand with what you're saying and who you're saying it to. Don't talk to the witnesses, nothing. So what does he do? He issues a threat. When they come after me, I come after them. Ooh. Oh, tough guy. It's all bluster. It's all bluff and bluster and smoke and mirrors, and it's all it's all just made up bravado. That's what malignant narcissist sociopaths do. Cult leaders. It's all made up bravado. And I actually get, when I tune into January 6, 2021, I actually have this feeling that much like Trump was surprised that he got elected, even though we know that Russia colluded, I have this feeling that on January 6, 2021, Donald was surprised that it got as far as it did. So, lock him up already, I know, absolutely. So he's exceedingly angry. And he on January 6th, he had his minions, he had a lot more supporters. And he wants them to come back out again. But I don't think he really believes that they will in the numbers that they need to, according to him. So, he's a very sick man. And we have some very sick people in this country that are following him, including all the anchors at Fox. Because even if they know what they're doing at Fox, even if they're fairly intelligent at Fox, they're absolute traitors. They're absolute traitors. And the reason that I'm celebrating democracy today, besides that we're getting somewhere with the Jack Smith and justice, is that we have to reclaim our inspiration. We have to reclaim our inspiration for America. We have to stop shying away from the red, white, and blue. We have to start wearing red, white, and blue again. Start flying your flag high in your neighborhood where maybe the whole neighborhood knows you're a Democrat, and hopefully they are too. And I don't even like to say it that way. Just wear red, white, and blue. Not every day. You don't have to wear it every day. But, but wear red, white, and blue. Do not refrain from celebrating America. Do not let them steal that from us. So, okay, so I'm just reading on Trump, and I've been repeatedly getting the fool when I read about Trump. Chuck Hefner, everybody missed you. Yeah, okay, so things are moving in quickly on the orange Cheeto. That's the Eight of Wands, is fast moving action. That's, he's the fool. He thinks that money's going to get him out of it. When he was sitting in that courtroom yesterday, I didn't get one semblance. When I psychically tuned in to Trump yesterday in that courtroom and I posted about it, I got no semblance whatsoever of a sense that he had that he was actually going to have to pay the price. He had no thought whatsoever. The only thought on Trump's mind in that courtroom yesterday was, yeah, right, yeah, that's never going to happen. Catch me if you can. And the defense attorney, yeah, Warren, just totally, between him and Haba, the crazy lawyer, and kudos to Midas Touch. I always tip my hat to them because they were covering Haba, is it Alina Haba? Like side by side, comparing her to a North Korean, like state TV reporter, which I don't know if the people that live in North Korea know that all they get is fake news, because we don't know anything about the people in North Korea. but like Trump's lawyer is, what was it that he was saying? He was saying, yeah, on January 6th, Trump wanted to pause. Well, that was the problem. Pause, all right. You call that a pause? He wouldn't look at Jack again. Yeah, he's all boister and bully and no courage. You want to see a profile in courage? Look at Jack Smith. You want to see a profile in courage? Talk about a power woman. Talk about a power woman. If you saw the little snippet of Fani Willis, I believe it was yesterday, being asked something about, Trump and this whole, the indictments that are coming. What a power woman. What a power woman. And that's what we have to have that. We have to have that. We need that. Is she afraid? She was mentioning, Fani Willis was mentioning that how many hundreds and hundreds of death threats she's received, how many horrible things she's been called. Liz Cheney is a profile in courage, and there are different levels of profiles in courage, and let's get our levels up. Because the Jack Smiths and the Merrick Garlands and the Fani Willis, I don't care what you have to say about Merrick Garland and this taking so long. I already went over that with everybody. But he was determined to hold people accountable. He said that when he got appointed. E. Jean Carroll, Letitia James, Fani Willis, just to name the women, Alvin Bragg, these judges, judges have threats on their lives all the time. But, think about, I used to say, we need to find our inner Ukrainian. Think about how precious democracy is. We have to be courageous. Nancy Pelosi, absolutely. How Nancy Pelosi held it together on January 6th when they were asking for a bullet to her head. Yeah. Incredible. So, as far as Trump goes, he's the fool. He's showing up as the fool, and he has many times as of recently, along with the Ten of Swords comes up consistently. The Eight of Wands is fast moving action. My prediction is the indictment by Fani Willis will be Tuesday. We seem to be on a Tuesday indictment schedule. Yeah, Fani's not letting anyone intimidate her. Oh, maybe she's afraid inside, but she's not showing it. Yeah, he's a fool. Trump is a fool. And this is Trump thinking that he can get the money. And the other thing he was thinking when he was in that courtroom was, I can get the money from my fans, from my base. And don't be fooled. He doesn't care about his base at all. Fani Willis is a Scorpio, as is Joe Biden. It's gonna be an interesting couple of weeks, but this is the time to get involved. This is the time to get it. Well, it's always time to be involved, right? But this is a time definitely. We are making history. What we do as individuals in American democracy at this time makes or breaks democracy. Yeah, Nancy Pelosi, talk about profile and courage, and being able to keep it together. And be grateful that Mike Pence, even though I don't consider him a profile in courage, that he did the right thing. I mean, you just got to give him that, right? Okay. Let's ask the pendulum if the indictment's coming on Tuesday. Is the indictment coming next Tuesday? I'm getting a yes. So Tuesday is the 8th. It's amazing how much has happened this week. It's amazing. I was remembering today how many times I've said when it comes, it's going to be like dominoes as the thunder rolls. You heard today on Black and Orange that she called to close down the streets starting Monday through... Yeah, Kamala Harris. Sorry, I don't mean to leave power women out. Yeah, Kamala Harris for sure. Since you mentioned Kamala Harris, I'm going to switch topics a little bit. Well, I want to show you my shirt in case you forgot or you haven't seen it. What if it all goes right? I should just get a poster. The shirt's too big for me, but it's good for the beach. So much news, so much news. I'm actually going to read on Kamala Harris. I'm going to read on Kamala Harris because I guess Ron the fascist, I didn't hear the whole story, but Ron the fascist wanted to meet with her. Does anybody know about that? When Pelosi walked out of a meeting at the White House, she said that she knows how to deal with 45 as she raised 5 kids. Which is why I laughed so hard. Because Pelosi, obviously she's Italian. My mom's all Sicilian. I laughed so hard. You guys remember when, during one of those clown hearings, Pelosi got up there and she waved to the fascist Republicans and she was like, "Look at you! You're all miserable!" Because it was just like, she's a mom. You can totally tell. I'm reading on Kamala Harris and the situation with the fascists. David Feldman, I just found his podcast today and I almost reposted it. I hadn't listened. Thank you, Always Blessed, for bringing his name up. I don't know. I just happened to pop up today. Check out David Feldman. Great podcast. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. You thought he was going to attack the judge? You thought that Trump was going to attack the judge? Trump is a... Come on. Think about it. Trump is a coward. He gets other people. He's a mob boss. He would get somebody else to beat somebody up. Hopefully he doesn't. David Feldman doesn't mince words, nor do I, which is probably why I was like, I'm subscribing to this guy's channel. Really good stuff. Yeah, Bone Spurs. Mr. Bone Spurs. Kamala Harris. What I'm asking about, I don't know if you've heard about this. I haven't read too much of the story or heard too much about it. I just did hear that Ron DeFascist invited Kamala Harris to sit down and have a talk. And actually, Ron DeFascist was reportedly said, speaking of Ron DeFascist, that if he becomes president, he probably said when, because Ron DeFascist is that delusional. He said if he becomes president or when he becomes president, Ron DeFascist is going to slit some throats. Oh, isn't that so appealing? As far as Kamala Harris, she's helping to, well, she doesn't get involved in the justice system even though she is a prosecutor, but she's had an opinion to share with some of the people that are, like involved in charging Ron DeFascist. Thank you for giving me a big thumbs up. Terroristic threat. Yeah, that's stochastic terrorism. That's what they're all kind of doing, right? Some worse than others. Yeah, he's in big trouble. DeFascist is in big trouble. Can you believe that he said that? So as far as Kamala goes, I had Kamala Harris as the strength card. She's like... Kamala Harris's parents were activists. They were very active in the civil rights movement. I think her dad was Jamaican and her mom's Indian, from India. Pretty sure I have that right. And the Three of Cups and the Three of Coins, yeah. Ron DeFascist doesn't know what he's dealing with. She's the government. He's just a governor doing a really, really bad job. The Capitol Police just opened an office in Texas. Threats against politicians and lawyers, etc. Good. That's what we're going to need. The untapped potential of the Amazon's plastic-eating mushroom. Oh, that's great news. Yeah, and if you live in Florida, be prepared. The hurricane season that's coming for Florida is pretty intense and pretty extreme. And Ron will do nothing to help the people of Florida. Think about it. So if you're in Florida, you can put that in the chat. We will send you love and light and prayers. But please take precautions, because just like Trump, I mean, I know you can stretch your brain all you want, but if you think about Trump, what did he do for the American people? What did Trump do for the American people? Gee, I can't think of anything. What he did for the 1% of the very, 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 very wealthy was say, oh, you don't have to pay any taxes. Let all the minions in the kingdom, all the servants, and the, what do they call them? The serfs. Let them pay all the taxes. That's what Trump did. The only people he helped were the very, very rich. Let them eat cake. You know what I'm saying? So Ron DeFascist has not helped any. Maybe somebody, if you live in Florida, you can mention something that Ron did that was helpful to the citizens of Florida. Maybe you can come up with something that Trump did that was helpful to the average American. DeSantis has been hurricanes. Wait a minute. It's hard for me to say. DeSantis didn't do anything from the last hurricane. That's exactly what I'm saying. And he won't. Oh, Maureen, DeSantis has banned hurricanes from hitting Florida. I know you're joking, but I wouldn't be surprised. Not even a little bit. Still waiting on your better than Obama health care? Betty, you're in Florida, right? Unbelievable. Oh, and Jesse Waters. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Francie, because we need to talk about Jesse Waters, he's working so hard to be Tucker Carlson. Yeah, he lost 2020. That was useful. Yeah, honestly, Betty's in Texas. Okay. Yeah, okay. I forget where you're all from. Better than Obama health care. So did Governor Abbott say he had better than Obama health care? Trump hates loser shirts. Anyway, meanwhile, back to Kamala. Ron DeFascist Kamala is just like, okay, I'm power women. The power women are rising up. Blue states help red states all the time. Yeah. You want to see the great Fox's downfall? Let's read on Fox. Oh, Diane, you're not that late. We just got started. We're just getting warmed up. 45 when he was in office, right. We have to go back in our memories. You remember that every week was infrastructure week? When are we going to have infrastructure, Sir Trump, sir, with tears in their eyes? When are we going to have infrastructure? Oh, infrastructure week is coming in 2 weeks. When are we having a different health care than Obamacare, Mr. Trump? Sir. I can't even say president. Yeah, we're going to have better health care. Never happened. Okay. Let's read. Hang on, I have too many things to read on. Fox. We're going to read about Fox. Let's do this. Let's read about Jesse Waters. Yeah, I said that earlier. You probably just came on. Trump said, if you go after me, I go after you. You think he would literally chase somebody down? First, we're going to read on Jesse Waters at Fox. Peasants and serfs, I tell you, that's what they think we are. Peasants and serfs. That's what they wish for. That's what the people of England, when they came over here from England to settle in America, they were tired of being peasants and serfs. Jesse Waters at Fox. Oh, they just love him because he's Jesse Waters at Fox here's the water, is filled to the brim with lies. That's all he's able to do. They've given him the Tucker Carlson script. Jesse Waters has been handed the Tucker Carlson script. I think he's studied Tucker Carlson videos over and over, and he's taken that approach. How's that going to go? The Queen of Wands. Who's the woman that calls him out on Fox? That guy's own mother doesn't even like him. He's revolting. I mean, I don't know why you would want to go through life. I don't know why you'd want to go through life being an awful person that most people don't like. Okay, so Jesse Waters, the woman who calls him out. Remember when they were around the table? I'm not a Fox News watcher, obviously. It's not news. He's loud like Tucker. I feel like somebody's competing with Jesse Waters, and he's not very happy. That it doesn't look like he's gonna be able to be the next Tucker Carlson, even though he's trying. It looks like they have somebody else waiting in the wings. Is it somebody as awful as like a Ben Shapiro? Okay, so here, sorry, it just popped out. So here's the deal. Jesse Waters at Fox is very uncomfortable because Fox is looking at somebody else to be the new Tucker Carlson. And he's more heinous than Jesse. Yeah. Get a great quote, Chuck. That's exactly what's going on. Like at our Grassroots of Democracy meeting. Okay. Jessica Tarlov is the woman who calls him out. I think it's great that she's on Fox propaganda. I see somebody, I actually see Fox wanting somebody more heinous than Jesse Waters is. And I don't even know why the name Ben Shapiro popped out of my mouth, but I think it's either him, he has his own podcast, is it? I don't know what, him or somebody like him. So I feel like Fox is looking at somebody more extreme. Alright, so let's ask this, since we're on Fox. Will Jesse be the next Tucker Carlson? Well, no, he's not. I think they put Jessica on Fox because they got sued too. So they can use, well, see, we have her on. I think that's absolutely true. Ben Shapiro is as twisted as they come. Didn't he burn a Barbie doll? Okay, Colorful Foresight does that. Her name is Jessica, right? The one that calls out Jesse Waters. Hang on. Jessica Tarlov is the one that fights with Jesse Waters. Hang on. So Colorful Foresight wants to know if Jessica's making a difference. No, she's not making a difference to the Fox viewer. Somebody's heading for a really bad time. 878 million was just a start. Yeah, so let's ask about that. So we're still on Fox, and I was just asking specifically about Jesse Waters and what his status is. Please hit the thumbs up. So now we're going to read on Fox. Because remember, I mean, Dominion, they got sued for $887 million. They had to pay that right out. They had to write a check that actually they could write off. Terry, is that your question? Can you post it again? Because it's going to scroll up by the time I get to it. Because right now we're reading on Fox's fate. Yeah, I get that Jessica girl who's like the normal one, I feel like that was insurance. Fox has not learned their lesson, that's for sure. When I saw what you wrote up there, Cheryl, I was like, I thought of Susan Collins, and you're from Maine, right? When Susan Collins was like, after they impeached Trump the first time, well, I think he's learned his lesson. People like that don't learn any lessons. Fox. We have to get these lies out of the media. We have to get the lies out of the media. Fox. Oh. Okay, so as far as Fox goes, they're going to be sorry because what's coming up for Trump, Fox is tied into. What's coming up for Trump, Fox is a part of. So they're getting ready to be hit. They're actually, that Jessica woman that they have on, Tavlov, I think you said, that counters Jesse Waters and counters the MAGA people on Fox, is they're using that as insurance. We know it's Russia, Betty. I mean, do we all know that, or is that one of those things that I just go around thinking everybody knows that and it's just me? Yeah, they have annoying voices. So this is about Fox, and they're holding back, they're pretending that they can absorb the loss of the lawsuits that are coming. Yeah, so they're pretending that they're all good at Fox. But the Eight of Cups is, Fox is gonna be hurting. Fox is gonna start really losing. The Six of Swords is coming up. This reminds me of what I talked about on Wednesday when I said that Laura Ingraham, whatever she calls herself, after Jack Smith announced the indictment, I still haven't read the whole thing. I'll do that over the weekend. But Laura Ingraham was saying basically that, it wasn't an insurrection. I don't know. She was completely denying January 6th. When they have text messages of Laura texting, it might have been Mark Meadows or Kevin McCarthy. She was texting somebody that day. She was definitely texting Sean Hannity. Tell Trump to call it off. It's gone too far. This is going to ruin him. So the other night, she's on Fox pretending that there was no insurrection. So what I'm seeing about Fox, and now it makes sense to me because the Six of Swords is here. So their involvement in January 6th is going to be part of the case against Trump. And they're holding back. They're holding on to their money at Fox, believe it or not. So I think that's the other reason that Jessica is on there, to counter the MAGAs. The Eight of Cups is, Fox is going to be sorry. You thought when Kremlin Carlson left Fox that Fox lost viewers? Nobody's saying they didn't. I'm not countering that. I think Fox did lose viewers when Tucker... Fox lost a lot of viewers when Tucker left. Alright. Will something be done legally in the United States to stop deadly lies? Will something be done to stop the deadly lies? It looks like yes. When is Old Man Fox going to be called home? Someday we'll all be called home. As the bottles drop. I don't know why they make so much noise. Someday even Donald Trump will go home. He can't live forever. All right. I want to read. This is really on my mind, is Greg Abbott. I really need to read on Greg Abbott. I'm going to tell you my thoughts on Greg Abbott. Bear with me. Tucker has his own YouTube channel, but Fox is suing him over it. Maybe Fox can borrow money from Tucker, maybe. Greg Abbott. After the horrifying incident at Uvalde where those children were massacred, I was doing my best to not say it out loud. Greg Abbott, for entertainment purposes only, this is my psychic impression. It was then, it is now, but now it's more convincing. He did not care about the children at Uvalde being massacred as it was happening. I don't want to get too more into the topic, but I do want to say that what Greg Abbott is doing at the border demonstrates genocidal tendencies. I'm being careful with my words. It hints at genocidal tendencies. And at the time, I think it was too horrifying of a thought. What I was picking up on about Uvalde was that when the active shooter was in the school, the cops were instructed to not go in. I'm tiptoeing around this. What backs that up for me, my impression that Greg Abbott intentionally made sure the cops didn't go in to save those kids at Uvalde, what backs that up for me is what he's making troopers and the border control officers do at the border. Do you all know what he's telling them to do at the border? What Abbott's doing at the border. He's telling those border patrol officers that if a child comes and they get through the fence, to throw them back into the river. I rest my case. We have to get these people out. He is of the Hitler breed. Greg Abbott. I don't think it's his disability. I do not. I don't think it's his disability. I cannot say that I trace his heinousness to his disability. How many people do you know with disabilities that have good dispositions? Many people have disabilities that doesn't make them murderous sociopaths. Not unlike turning away boatloads of Jewish people. Oh, yeah, it's not, I mean, that's a hint of it. I mean, this is like direct. This is even more direct. Thank you, Susan. Disability doesn't mean murder, right? Right, Damon? Damon, it's the first time I saw you. I haven't really been reading the chat very thoroughly. You heard that, Ann, about Greg Abbott? That he was, I couldn't believe it either. But that was my very strong impression. Remember how long we went on? Like, what happened? Why didn't they send the police in at Uvalde? Because, for entertainment purposes only, based on my psychic impression, he didn't want to save those kids' lives. So, we'll lighten it up in a second, but I just need to read on him. I did hear that some of the state troopers and border patrol were refusing to throw the children into the river to let them drown. He's married to a Mexican woman, probably because he can boss her around. Hitler reincarnated, maybe. Although I thought that Harlan Crow was Hitler reincarnated. Yeah, I know. I hated to think it, but it was so. He's Catholic? Well, he might wear the Catholic badge, but he is not a Christian. Clearly. Just like I said, I posted about Laura Ingraham with the cross as she lies. Like Kaylee McEnany with the cross. What was his past life? Abbott's past life? I think he was a Nazi. Okay, so this is about, evil to the bone. I mean, and the fascist is the same way. That's why I feel like they're two peas in a pod, just like I feel like Trump and Putin are two peas in a pod. And Trump is a lot like Kim Jong-un, just so you know. It's beyond evil. Oh, what's going to happen to Greg Abbott? Okay, they're waiting to move in on him. Law enforcement is waiting to move in on Greg Abbott. The hangman means he's going to have to surrender. The star is the United States taking action. I'm Catholic. I don't take offense. I mean, that's like, you know, if you were Christian and someone went, oh, those Christians, you'd know what they were talking about. The hypocrites. The United States is going to move in on Abbott. Don't you think that, well, the DOJ is already on to him. And interestingly enough, with all that's going on, with all these indictments, I feel like we're going to get really kind of adept in America at, you know, okay, this is what we do. This, like, we're getting more practiced, and the DOJ is getting more practiced, right? Thank you, Raksha. Much appreciated. Thank you for the donations. I much appreciate them. Please become a member. There's all kinds of perks. So yeah, it looks like Abbott's going to be held accountable. They're just, the two of coins is like they're making the plan as to how they, well, actually they're assessing how many laws Greg Abbott has broken. This is an international humanitarian issue. You can't just murder people like that. You know? Hello? I mean, is it just me? It's like you can't just murder people like that. Throw these innocent children back in the river and let them drown. I don't know who Bull Connor is. Anyway. Russians are attempting to firebomb army recruiting offices here? It's too much, Glenn. It's too much. What has Laura Ingraham been drinking? Is that who you're talking about? Or me? Tea. Who do I think the nominee will be if Trump drops out? We can go there. If Trump drops out, Trump's not going to be able to. Trump will not. We were talking about this at Grassroots of Democracy last night. You know the term kneecapped that Nancy Kerrigan kind of made that part of our language? I'm just reading your comments. Judge Shapiro on Fox, her boxed wine. Anyway, too many topics. Trump. I was thinking of Trump. Hang on. You threw me off with what have you been drinking? Who else? Okay, so Trump is not going to finish. What I was saying to the Grassroots of Democracy group last night was that, first of all, Trump has been kneecapped by the DOJ. This is how, he's been rendered in a large degree incapable of doing his old tricks, right? He threw me off with it. I forgot what I was going to read on. So he won't be able to campaign. I guess he's doing some kind of rallies over the weekend. Trump will not. It's humanly impossible to run for president because that is a full-time plus job. And I said this months ago. He will not be able to run for president and go to all these court dates and show up for all these indictments and subpoenas because there's so many. I think I read 81 today. Crimes. He's not going to be able to keep up both things. How much energy can he have? He lives on McDonald's and Kentucky Fried Chicken and Diet Coke. And I've been saying for a while now that he's not feeling very healthy. I don't know if I saw the Lincoln Project ads about woke to Satan. Too much to keep up with. So, yeah, you watch a psychic say she saw 45 faint on stage. Oh, that's interesting. So let's ask this. Who do the Republicans have on their mind? Well, let's actually, I have so many questions. It's like, who will the Republican, okay, they've been throwing Youngkin's name out there. First of all, is Trump going to be the nominee for president? Is he going to be the nominee? It's still in motion. There are too many things. It's not clear. You know, Dr. Janine, somebody said that the other night. Trump has great health care. Meds can keep you going, if you know what I mean. Well, yeah, meds are keeping him going. Meds are keeping him going, but it doesn't matter what kind of health care insurance that you have. If you're unhealthy, you're unhealthy, right? Will Trump pass before the election? I don't predict deaths, but just for the sake of entertainment, because you asked, will Trump die before the election? See, the pendulum won't answer that. Trump was heavily sedated yesterday. Remember on Wednesday, I asked if he would be under the influence of anything. Yeah, Dr. Janine, I agree. You know, he's definitely, I was reading on him the other night. And I was reading on whether he would be medicated or sedated for the subpoena, for the indictment. And I got yes. And then I asked, I know my videos are long, you probably missed this. And then I asked how often Trump is under the influence of something, percentage-wise, and it was 40% of the time. Yeah, reports say he raged in the plane on the way back. And that's what I've been feeling more than ever. Trump is madder than he's ever been. I was talking about that last week, that I had never tuned into this type of rage. And we were talking about it, and people in the chat were saying it sounds like early onset of dementia. Yeah. Yeah, but he testified that he was not taking any drugs under oath. Then when he said he was indicted, he said, when he was indicted, the drug asked if he was under the influence of anything, and he said no. Of course he said no. They should have given him a damn drug test. Like they would anybody else at their arraignment. Abbott's breaking the Human Rights Act. Yeah, there's something's going to come down. I was seeing Amnesty International coming in. When he said his age was 77, I heard that he said 77. He was being a wise ass. It's time to pay the piper, Donnie. Yeah, I agree. So Trump is a bee in his bonnet. Shall we go back to that temporarily? And then we'll ask about whether the Republicans have another person in mind. Let's do that. We're going to read about Trump's mental state. The devil's coming for him. He is the devil. I posted on my community page today that in Catholic school they teach that, hear me out. In Catholic school, when they teach you about Satan, the little kids, right? They're teaching us about Satan. Child abuse. Anyway, Satan is called the father of lies. I've mentioned this before. The father of lies, L-I-E-S. Satan is referred to as the father of lies. He's got a contract with the devil. Or he is. Trump 666, yeah. He has the mark of the beast. So I'm reading on Trump because we were just talking about his mental state and his rage and how it's the most bombastic rage I've ever picked up on in him. which is saying a really lot. That's a big statement because he is rage. That's all he is rage. Look at the cards I just got. He has some kind of childhood trauma. That's an understatement, Angela. Of course he does. Trump and his rage. I have justice and death. Jack Smith has this figured out. This is a magician, justice, and death. Trump intuitively knows this is the end for him. He might know that, like, logically too. This is the end for him. He is trauma. And I've been working with people for over 30 years now, and I know that a lot of people have trauma. And a lot of people get through the trauma and they get better. He's a narcissistic collapse because narcissistic collapse causes increased rage and vindictiveness. I'm picking up on the rage mostly. He was Mussolini in his past life. He came back in with a huge chip on his shoulders. So, Abbott's being sued by humanitarian groups. I was talking about that last time. Last PNN on Wednesday. I really get that Abbott's going to be called out. I'm sorry, I'm switching back and forth. Abbott, Trump. But as far as Trump, the end is near with justice. Now, one thing I want to know about Trump, and Jack Smith is doing his magic. Jack Smith, okay, I feel like Trump is a little bit psychic, and he knows that he's done. And Jack Smith, I definitely feel like is psychic. I believe he's a Pisces. Water signs are psychic. Does Trump know he was Mussolini in his past life? I don't think he believes in past lives. But he definitely, Mussolini, I'm sure he wasn't happy when he died and his soul came back wanting revenge. Do I have any sense of him getting shot? No. Are you talking about Trump? If I did, I wouldn't tell you. When? Russia, you're asking me when? I don't know what you're referring to. When? Yeah, we know Trump has never been held accountable. Cheryl, doesn't everyone know that? He's not spiritual. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a smartass. Cheryl's from Maine. She can handle it. It's a Northeastern thing. Of course we know that. Of course we know he's never been held accountable. We talked about that. I know, Warren, that's your question. Somebody's asking when, but I don't know what they're referring to. Yeah, we all know that Trump has never been held accountable. If you watch a Spirit Talk podcast with Kathy Beal, we talk about that there was some Jupiter aspect that's made Trump just like a slithering snake that's gotten away with everything, but those times are done. He should have stayed there in his gold penthouse. Do you hear what he says to his followers? I did this for you. How about this one? How about this one with Trump? How about this one? I'm being indicted for you. He's like, I'm going to jail for you. If you want to laugh, like what I showed you from Midas Touch, the blow up Trump and that woman who was like pretending she was taking him to jail. There's some really funny memes out there. There's an organization that puts together like kind of what Randy Rainbow does. I don't know, Terry, if you can put up the link. I shared it with Grassroots of Democracy. There's some really funny things that we need the uplift. I mean, I used to get it from the late shows, but the writer's strike means it's not. I can't get my relief from the late shows, and we're missing out on a lot of news that like Jimmy Kimmel we gain more and more the more we watch, right? And Jimmy Kimmel would come up with things in the news that I hadn't heard about, and I'm pretty adept at watching the news, but I miss a late night that gave us the levity that we needed. So we have to lighten it up somehow. Bring it, yeah, bring it. So do what you can. Denise has Spiritual Growth Tarot. She's always got something funny that she posts. What is Jack Smith's past life related to Trump? Well, Jack Smith was George Washington. Says the psychic who reads past lives. What past life does he have with Trump? I don't know if he had a past life with Trump. Oh, Jack Smith is a Gemini? It took a long time for astrologers, I'm not an astrologer, but it took a long time for astrologers to get, because, you know, Jack Smith's, he's hidden his information for safety reasons, but for a long time people were thinking he was a Pisces. So I'm not really sure. Let's go to, yeah, we all watch January 6th on TV, don't need to prove it to us. Let's go to, well, I already asked if the Republicans have a different nominee. Let's ask one more time. Sometimes it's good to double check. Trump. Is Trump going to be the nominee? Is Trump going to be the... Gosh, I'm getting no. Now, let me just say about the pendulum, and I've learned this from working with it, that sometimes it reads the energy of the situation. So Trump being the nominee could happen, but it won't have any energy. It won't have any energy. Are the Republicans considering Glenn Youngkin? They're considering Glenn Youngkin. Is it the Founders Songs? Is that the website? Can somebody put it up so I don't have to look it up? I think it's Don McLean who wrote American Pie. We know Don McLean. I'm a songwriter, of course I know Don McLean. No, the pendulum doesn't read the energy of the chat. It's just that, like, there have been times that I said, is Trump having a rally? And it would say no, and then he had the rally, and I was like, it's reading the negativity. Founders Sing. Okay, so go look at that one. It's called Founders Sing. Glenn Youngkin is a governor of Virginia who got his seat, I felt like, by some gerrymandering and cheating. You were just kidding about what, Moonchild? I can take a joke, don't worry. Okay. Gosh, that's weird. All right, we're gonna read on what just this simple question about whether the Republicans are in the process of seeking a different nominee. Reading the chat energy. I don't feel like Glenn Youngkin got his seat legitimately. I forget who was running against him, but I felt like the other guy won. And that's the case for many races in past recent elections. For example, for entertainment purposes only, Beto O'Rourke won in Texas. Greg Abbott is so deep in corruption. It's just incredible. So as far as the Republicans having alternatives to Trump, you're surprised Pence is not more popular? He has a personality of a loaf of Wonder Bread. Do the Republicans have others in mind? No, it looks like they just have Trump in mind. Yeah, they have gerrymandering in all the red states. So more people wanted the Democrat, but the Republican won because of gerrymandering and suppressing the vote. And in Texas, they found out that Ken Paxton threw out like 10 million votes. Can you say voter fraud? Warren liked that reference to Wonder Bread. He looks like a loaf of Wonder Bread. Do the Republicans... I'm sorry. I tell it like I sees it. They don't. It doesn't look like they're looking at somebody else seriously besides being behind Trump. It looks like they want Trump to be the nominee, but the pendulum said it was kind of up in the air. The Four of Cups, they're missing an opportunity. The Republicans, they're just shooting themselves in the foot, metaphorically speaking. Oh boy, they're in for some challenges. Yeah, they're going with Trump. But it's going to fall apart because the Four of Cups is they have an opportunity to not go with Trump. It would be just fine if they didn't go with Trump. Well, what? And maybe the heavens save us from Palin? From Sarah Palin? I'm lost. So as far as the Republicans, what they're doing in terms of who they're going to pick to be the nominee, they're still going with Trump, but they're missing an opportunity to be in a more winning situation. Let's see. And the Five of Wands is it's extremely challenging. This will be extremely challenging. Yes, I gave Pence credit earlier for not committing the crime of stealing our democracy and making us an autocracy. We still have to keep our eye on the ball all the time. Pardon me while I take a commercial break. DeSatan didn't win either, that's true. Hang on, because I'm with you 3, now it's going to be 5, no wait. How many times a week am I with you? Monday, now I'm doing the videos that I upload on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you'll have a video from me. Because I love you guys that much. And we have to do this all together. Sundays, you have a video from me because I do Church of Spirituality. And I need for you to call me to get a reading. I'm laughing, but it's kind of like crazy. I mean, if you guys want a great reading, you should book it. This is like a circle, right? The seagull's agreeing with me. Book a reading. It's going, book a reading, book a reading. Life-changing tarot readings. I've been doing this for 30 damn years. I don't know. The whiteboard's not working. It keeps rubbing out. I do a little bit of light astrology in that I ask you what your sign is and we talk about it. Tarot readings include that, light astrology, mediumship. People always show up on the other side. Tarot, obviously, I'm a clairvoyant. I'm clairvoyant. We talk about your life path, past lives, relationships, and more. PsychicAnnetteDion.com. I mean, your life will change if you get a tarot reading. And I'm also a life coach. So check it out. Psychic Spiritual School. We're gonna start a new session for Psychic Spiritual School. I think we're calling it Spiritual School. I keep changing it. It was Spiritual Boot Camp. Anyway, it's on my website, PsychicAnnetteDion.com. You will learn how to do what I do. It starts up again September 9th, and we go 9th, 16th, 23rd, 30th, right into the Halloween mystical season, and October 7th, 14th, and 21st. So all the classes are on Saturday, 12 noon to 1:30. You will learn soup to nuts, how to do psychic work. And Saturdays, we meet on Zoom for the classes, as we do it for Grassroots of Democracy. Grassroots of Democracy, Thursday we have our discussion group. Saturday, that's tomorrow, we do our work session. Tuesday we do a guided meditation for a healed America. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. Even if you're not able to attend the meetings, if we have your email address, you will receive all the copious notes that our good friend and helper, Terry Hall, takes amazing notes. She should win an award for the note taking. Okay, and Church of Spirituality. I'm doing this all for nothing, people. I love you all that much. I just want to be helpful. Church of Spirituality is 1 p.m. every single Sunday since December 6, 2020. It makes your life better. You get tools. There's music, there's a sermon, there are chants that you can chant to make your life better, like all is well and being in the present. You don't know till you watch it. Don't let the word church scare you. I just mean virtual fellowship. And one more thing, please subscribe and share and hit the thumbs up. Become a member. There are fun perks if you become a member. Becoming a member is just like, it's like a subscription. You're supporting me and paying my bills. The end. Back to the cards. If you have any questions about anything, you can email me AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. And look up Founders Sing. Is that what it was called? Because they have, thank you, Darren. They have a song called Jack. What's the song called? Thank you, Tweet Scott. See, I have lots of testimonials about church. Church of spirituality. It's unique. It's unlike anything else. And I give you information that you can apply to your life and make it better. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, where is the time going? You hope the beta will run again in Texas, win against Ted Cruz. Well, is he running against Ted Cruz? Thank you, Arlene. The Steely Dan parody. Jack, done, do it again. It's good. You have to watch it. I don't even think I got through the whole thing yet. Blackjack, backjack, do it again. Rumpelstiltskin. That's what they're calling who? Who are they calling that? You watch Church of Spirituality in the bathtub. That's lovely. Wow. That's like very special. Remember, what if it all goes right? See, this is the kind of stuff you'll get from Church of Spirituality. You'll get positivity. Donald J. Trump is being called Rumpelstiltskin. How come? I don't understand why they call him that. Damon's come to church. If church is good for Damon, church is good, because I think Damon probably has a high bar. Don't drop your laptop in the tub. Why are they calling him Rumpelstiltskin? I can't even say. They call him everything. It's true. Diane loves Church of Spirituality. All right. Yeah, and you can go to church and then watch Church of Spirituality. It doesn't matter to me. It complements it. What am I reading on? You're getting out our thunderstorm? I don't really hear much noise out there right now. Rumpelstiltskin. Who's the one? I keep thinking of the one who, no, Rumpelstiltskin, wasn't he the one that fell asleep? Oh, that was Rip Van Winkle. I'm so confused. Ron. I know we read on Ron D, fascist. We read on him in the context of him and Kamala. Rumpelstiltskin turned straw into gold. He got someone else to do it. It's one of those dark fairy tales. We're going to read on Ron D, fascist, and then we're going to read on the fate of the fascist Republicans that are enemies to America. Ron first. Remember, I said I think Ron's going to be out of the presidential race that he shouldn't even be in. He should be taking care of Florida this month. You were fascinated with that fairy tale as a kid? Some of those fairy tales, like Grimm's Fairy Tales, was the right last name. Pretty dark. New Hampshire and Maine are getting slammed. It's pretty peaceful here. I heard some rumbling, but that was about it. Ron. Page of Swords is justice. He's going to get a subpoena. He's going to be contacted by law enforcement about the money. Ron D, fascist. And the people of Florida are going to be happy. There's people in Florida that cannot wait for Ron D, fascist to be held accountable. They cannot wait. Oh yeah, so there's information about the fairy tale of Rumpelstiltskin. Yeah, he was like a bad fairy, right? There's some bad fairies. A lot of the old fairy tales are dark. Well, you know, they were written when there was a lot of pandemic and plague and, you know, it did help to distract people, I'm sure, but it kind of matched up with the dark stuff that was, the sad stuff that was going on. All right. I have to read on Kevin McCarthy. I cannot leave unless I read on Kevin McCarthy because, yeah, send some light to Florida citizens. It looks like, remember that I told you, I think I was outside when I was talking about it, that there's an organization, FloridaDemocrats.org, I think it is. There are people coming together in Florida. There are. Okay. Bonnie, you've answered that question a lot. I don't see Trump getting out of the country. I don't. A lot of people ask that. Because of course, you know, they would think, oh, he must be a flight risk. I do think that Jared Kushner is a flight risk. But Trump can't leave the country undetected. And the other thing is that Trump only knows life in the United States, and it's really convenient for him. He couldn't handle it. You think Trump has so much dirt on Republicans that they're running scared? You mean they're continuing to support him? Is it that he has dirt on the Republicans? I don't get that that's what it is. I get the word promises. I get the word promises. That's interesting. That feels like it goes, there's many layers to that. What Trump has on the fascists. Promises. Kevin McCarthy. We'll hold the light for you in Florida. I do want to ask people if they're working to save democracy, and if you're not working to save democracy, I just really want to know why not. And I don't mean that in a blaming way or anything. It's more out of curiosity. You think Trump relinquished his passport? I didn't hear that. Did Trump relinquish his passport? Not quite. I think something. I think he relinquished something, but it wasn't. Was it a different document that he relinquished? Maybe his birth certificate. I bet he loved that after what he put Obama through. Where do you sign up to become a member? It should be in the description. I don't know. I'm really bad at knowing the details, and it's bad. I don't even check my website half the time. Yeah, I don't see him going out of the country, but I do see, did he have to hand over his, I feel like he did have to hand over some kind of a document. Are you actually putting up there Sarah Palin as a candidate? I'm like, what planet does that come from? Oh yeah, Midas Touch showed an interview with, they had an interview with Eric Swalwell about McCarthy, and I guess he threatened to fight him, I think. Kevin McCarthy. I'm getting there. Remember I was talking about the condescending tone that makes me crazy. Thank you, Warren, for putting the information up about how to, yeah, you hit join. That's right. I'm in my psychic brain. I can't go left-brained at the moment. But thank you. Definitely join the upper levels. If you join at the world level or the high priestess, you get to come to a psychic party once a month. It's a lot of fun. We had one so far. Okay. Thank you, Sheila. You're so sweet. I love blue. McCarthy started it. The fight with Swalwell. This is McCarthy. Whoa! Okie dokie. This is the second time I got the same cards. This is interesting because it's pretty consistent. Because when I asked if the Republicans were going to stick with Trump as a nominee, I got yes, likely, if Trump doesn't become incapacitated. But they'll be sorry. This is Kevin McCarthy listening to the emperor, to every single word, every single command that Trump makes. Kevin McCarthy's like a little puppy dog. And he will be sorry. He's done things in the past that Trump has, for entertainment purposes only. Kevin McCarthy has done things in the past that Trump said he would absolve him from in some way. But Kevin McCarthy is going to have to surrender. So interesting. Marshmallow McCarthy walked away from Swalwell. Eric Swalwell probably would have swung. Let me put it a different way. Swalwell could take McCarthy. I don't think Eric Swalwell would actually have a knockdown fight. Although I did see, we read on Bober and Marjorie Trader Green before, and I saw strong possibility that they'd have a knockdown drag-out fight. But we're gonna have to wait till September for that. Republicans voting for women president? No, who's saying that? That's like preposterous. The Swallow could take him down by tapping Kevin on the shoulder, really. Oh yeah, it's... Kevin McCarthy has pretty much sold his soul to the devil, and the devil is Trump. It's the second time I said that tonight. Satan? Remember Dana Garvey on SNL? Satan? Hey, Carmi. Yeah, you're a lot late, but that's okay. You can watch it on replay. I am going to have some tea and read some tea leaves. Congress will give indictments in September. Yeah, we talked about that the other night. Eric Swallow just needs to say boo. The Republicans have been pushing rumors of recession for a long time. It's the best economy and the highest job numbers since 50, 60 years ago. Where's the moon today? The moon is in Aries tonight. The moon goes into Aries tonight. Right now it's in Pisces. Yeah, Pisces. It's a good sign to do readings. Oh, thank you for joining, Raksha. You'll get to come to the psychic party. The psychic party happens the last Saturday in a Zoom room. The last Saturday of each month, if you're a member. It's really fun. We had a great time. You can kind of ask the psychic anything. And we do other things too. I do little readings. Let's pick 3 cards for the collective. Well, actually, I can't leave tonight without asking about Georgia. And I already got the pendulum said Tuesday. He'll be indicted on Tuesday. The church lady. Remember Dana Garvey being the church lady? It's so funny. Satan? Biden's doing amazing. Yes, thank you for becoming a member. And when you become a member, you have to fill out the email. There's a form. You have to fill it out. Fonnie Willis. Oh yeah, it's ready. The guys are showing me. It's like it's written. It's already written. It's ready to hand over. Indictment. And Donald Trump cannot get ahead monetarily, so he's in big trouble. That lawyer is really making a mess. What's the lawyer's name? Blanche or something? He's really making a mess. He's an idiot. Trump can't afford anybody that could really help him anyway. So Fonnie Willis, 9 of Wands. I'm kind of feeling the 8th or the 9th, but we seem to be on a Tuesday indictment schedule. It's so bizarre. Well, indictments for Trump usually come on Tuesday. Let's not normalize this. This is freaky. The world is watching. And Niger, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but they're copying the insurrection. It's going to be all over the news on Wednesday that Fonnie Willis has indicted Trump. She can't wait. That's what I get. She can't wait. I want you all to ponder my question. If you're not doing anything at all to help save democracy, this is not a judgment, it's not a lecture. I'm just curious to know what the reasons are. Thank you, Cheryl. Help me get to 10,000. I want you all to know that the number of subscribers somebody has does not necessarily it doesn't necessarily, I mean, some people with really low views doesn't mean they're not good. I just want to say that. It's just a marketing thing, the subscriber thing. Anyway. Okie dokie, Schmokey, we've got 5 minutes left. Yes, Josh Hawley and Cruz will be indicted. And thank you. I'm not done yet. I'm going to read the tea leaves. Thank you to all of the wielders of the wrench. I don't thank you regularly, and I need for you to know I really appreciate it. Yeah, so the number of subscribers and views that somebody has, it's no reflection on quality. It's all algorithms. So I do what I can, and just to be really frank and honest, it's exceedingly frustrating and just a mental drain to not get my numbers up. But my guides just keep telling me to keep doing what I'm doing. The tea leaves, and I'm okay with just continuing to do what I'm doing. That's fine for me. That looks like Saturn. So we have, oh yeah, we have transcendent times. Transcendent times coming up. Hang on, because I have to double check this. I am going to write this down eventually. I get Saturn and Jupiter confused. This is Saturn. Good, because I'd rather that it be Saturn. Because we will be transcendently happy because the documents and indictments are really coming down. My guides know best. That's absolutely true. I've had to learn. My hard spiritual lesson is trust the guides. Even when you're not getting what you want, just trust the guides anyway. This is Saturn. And Saturn is about, you know, your debts are coming due, Mr. Trump. We are going to see indictments, like I told you a couple months ago. When the indictments start coming for Trump, it's going to be like dominoes. Here we are. That's what we're in. It looks like a hawk in a tree. Remember my video from Maine where the hawk buzzed my head? As Moonchild says, the guides are here for my best and highest good. Yeah. Watch that video if you missed it. You can tell I'm in the woods in Maine. I think it's just reading from the woods or something, the pines. Yeah, this is transcendent. Look, the tea leaves are like jumping out of the cup. We're heading for a good time. We're heading for a good time, people. And I see storm clouds brewing for Trump. I see a plane. Is he gonna have to fly to Georgia? I think so. Yeah. That's what that is. Cause he's in New Jersey. He's not gonna drive. Do you see a thunderbird? I definitely see a bird. Yes. You guys, you can read tea leaves too. Yes, I also see like a boulder coming down on Trump. He won't be able to be mobile in terms of leaving or running away. You can see the bird too. Yeah. Birds and messengers. We're going to get a lot of news. And this is transcendent. This is the documents, the indictment documents. The thing about reading tea leaves is you can sit here for a long time. It looks like some Native American drawing, cryptic. It's all good. It's cryptic for Trump. It's cryptic for Trump. So please reflect on the question that I'm asking. If you're not participating in supporting our democracy and making our democracy stronger, I'm curious to know why not. I'm just curious. You see a tree behind the bird? Well, a tree is growth. Yeah, tree is growth. And I do feel that we're all going to come together a lot more. So join us at Grassroots of Democracy. It's a labor of love for democracy. I don't get anything out of it except fulfillment and satisfaction. I didn't read 3 cards for the collective, did I? That was about Fonnie Willis. 3 cards for the collective. Celebrate the wins. You see an alien. You all should read tea leaves. Yeah, it's so fun to be with you all. Thank you for coming. The cards for the collective, there's a lot of good stuff coming out for Democrats, for democracy. Yes, these are for us. And the Page of Swords. Support the DOJ. Send lots of love and light and appreciation to the DOJ. Because these people are like on the front lines of saving democracy. And we're gonna make it through. We are making it through. And Betty and Benny Bunny love democracy, because democracy is cool. I don't know if you can see that, but just zoom in. Okay, and you can and book a reading, psychicannetteDion.com, and I also can do a tea leaf reading for you if you want a little bit of a shorter reading. And thank you for the new members. To the new members, great to have you. It's really fun. It's all fun. Fun, fun, fun. See you at church. I might do a video that I upload over the weekend. I might. It'll be a surprise. All right, namaste. See ya.